We are joined by my friend, someone we've worked with for a number of years on a number of different projects, John Schneider. I'm very excited to have you back, John. Obviously, we're coming off of Christmas. We did a movie together, Jingle Smells, which is available right now, by the way. You get the DVDs from your store. If you go to jinglesmells.movie, it'll take you all the different options, and there's some streaming Christmas and July sales happening right now on Rumble. But we are excited to have you on today because you also have a brand new record. I'm a big music fan. And maybe some of you watched a little something called The Masked Singer last year, and you saw who made it to the finals, the donut himself. I live in an interesting world, John, where, and I'm sure you feel the same way, my kids love The Masked Singer. We watch it every season, and I run in a circle of friends, it seems like, where every season we know personally one or two of the people that are on. It is my favorite thing because my kids are like guessing, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait a second. That's our friend. And they show up. And John, it was awesome to see you on there. But you got a brand new record, Made in America, a deeply patriotic celebration. And also, I think you put it, and maybe you could elaborate on this, you put kind of a challenge to Americans.
Yeah, it's a celebration of America. It's a reminder to those who have been, I don't think this is a word, but just reminded these last 3 years that we are indeed the greatest country in the history of the planet. And we have an obligation to keep it that way. And that's the third part of the record. It's a call to action. You know, you can't just sit on a fence and wait for other people to take care of this problem. It's too deep. It's too wide. It's all of our collective problems, and it's up to us. There's a song on there called, basically, this is one war we ain't winning on our own. It's up to us to fix it. You know, and it's really not politics at this point. No. It's a matter of survival. It's a matter of barbarism versus our constitutional republic. Yeah, it's insane that it's gotten this out of hand intentionally. That's the real sad part.
Yeah, I feel the same way, John. I've been listening to your record, and there's even songs like I Want to Thank You, which is to the Gold Star families. And when you have situations where, even in the debate last week, you had President Biden saying, no soldiers were lost during my administration. Of course, we can all go back to that Afghanistan withdrawal and what happened there. But there are people out there that are still suffering, that are dealing with this, and you are wanting to celebrate them and to thank them for what they've done, or even just as a country music fan, as I am, there's a song, we got to save our country, which again is kind of a bit of a play because it's obviously about our country, but it's also about sort of the state of country music, and it's somewhat the state of, heck, you'd say the entertainment industry, if you will.
Well, yeah, but it's a state of our country too. One is basically like both America and a country song, bleed red, white, and blue. So that's one of those challenging songs to people saying, come on, join the party. It's long gone is the time where you can just sit on the fence and wait for the problem to fix itself. We've kind of seen what happens when the problem is in the wrong hands. Look at our southern border. Look at the way that homeless veterans are treated. Look at the way illegal aliens are treated. Try to make some sense out of that. Try to find justice in there. You can't do it. So we've got to do it come November, all the way down the ticket. This is not just about whoever versus President Trump. This is about every Democrat down ticket, I believe, and I would be willing to err on the side of caution here, folks. It makes sense that every Democrat on every ticket is in favor of the country as we see it right now. Yeah. So if you're in favor of the country as you see it right now, then God bless you, vote the way you're going to vote. But if you want to change it, you've got to vote conservative. You've got to vote Republican. This is the first time I've ever gone out and said, look, you've got to vote Republican.
Yeah, I think people see that, and I think they see even right now, and whether you agree with John or not, or wherever you stand politically, I think when you have a Democratic Party, this doesn't have to do with your album, but obviously these conversations always happen, John, when you're on. I'll bring it up to Will. When you have a party that is itself panicking, right? We've heard about that the whole top part of the show. They're panicking right now. They're panicking because people like John are going, yeah, we can't leave things the same way. And it's just the wildest time to watch what's happening in this political season as people are waking up.
And John, you talked a lot about sitting on the fence and that it's not a time to do that. And we are blessed in this country with God-given rights. And we have a constitution that lays those out. And you said about this album, the number one reason you made the album is to exercise my First Amendment right to freedom of speech. How important is it to you that we have these freedoms, but if we're not exercising them, what good are they?
Well, yeah, it's like a muscle. You don't exercise it, it's going to atrophy. And we've seen since COVID what happened when we gave up what we thought was just a little bit of our rights, the right of peaceful assembly, the right to decide whether or not I wanted to have a shot. I never took it. And there are people who will never speak to me, even though the government themselves say, well, the vaccine doesn't keep you from getting it. It doesn't keep you from giving it. So, it's really not a vaccine. But they've yet to say they're sorry. So, yeah, I think we have one of the lyrics in She's Worth It is it's a duty, it's a right, an obligation. We've got to stand up for our Constitution. Otherwise, it's just going to go away. We've seen so many of our freedoms go away in these last couple of years, and it's an atrocity. So I wanted to thank our Gold Star families for their sacrifice. I wanted to remind people about this great country. I wanted to poke a little fun at some folks. There's a song on there called You Can't Stand Out by Fitting In. And that's to my country music buddies and gals who feel they need to fit in an existing box in order to be different. And I'm kind of arguing the logic against that.
Yeah.
And I've got two great poems. I've got America, Why I Love Her on there. And also a wonderful little poem called The Hyphen, which is about the hyphen can be a bridge between two ideas, or it can be a wall that you have to climb. But ultimately, a hyphenated American is a divided American.
John, this is why I really love your projects. I think people need to take a look, whether it's your movies or whether it's your records or whatever it is, even just your social media feed, because you don't fit in that box. You're someone that can equally do The Masked Singer or Dancing with the Stars and then flop over and do this country music record and then have poetry in it, because you are really one of those true artists who is expressing themselves how they feel, not just in that box. And one, I want to thank you for that. But in that moment, I want to encourage people to go pick up your new record, Made in America. Now, it is an interesting time for the music industry. So how do you want people to stream it? How do you want people to ingest Made in America?
Well, go to my Facebook page. It's just called John Schneider. You'll see We the People behind me. That's my backdrop. And I'll put different ways to get to it right there because, the music industry is in a state of flux right now.
Yeah, so it's just a weird time. I also encourage people, we only got 30 seconds. Our Christmas movie, John, is available right now. It is Christmas in July. Jingle Smells is out. It is on sale. You can pick up DVDs from your store. JohnSchneiderStudios.com. It is a hilarious, fun movie. It's a great one to watch in the summer. I just watched it. I hadn't watched it since Christmas. I just watched it and really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun making it. Great cast. Really a blast. It is available, like I said, on John Schneider Studios, or just go to jinglesmells.movie. You'll see the link. It's also available at a discount right now to stream it on Rumble.